Once upon a time, in the village of Dokolo, located in the heart of Uganda, lived a chubby and arrogant lady named Nalongo. She was known to be the only cake baker in the entire village, and her cakes were renowned for their delicious taste. However, despite her talent in baking, Nalongo was unmarried and had no suitors. People in the village saw her as arrogant and unapproachable. Nalongo was content with her lonely life and focused all her energy on her bakery. She had no interest in marriage and often scoffed at the idea of finding a husband. One day, while she was busy baking her famous chocolate cake, a madman stumbled into her bakery. He was disheveled, with tattered clothes and unkempt hair. She looked at Nanongo with pleading eyes and asked for a slice of cake. Nalongo, being her usual arrogant self, brushed him off and told him to leave. She couldn't fathom why a madman would want a slice of her expensive cake. The madman, who was actually a prince from a neighboring village, left without causing any trouble. Little did Nanongo know that this encounter would change her life forever. The prince, known as Prince Kato, has left his kingdom in search of a bride for himself. He had grown tired of the superficial and materialistic women in his village and wanted someone who had a skill and a kind heart. When he saw Nalongo, he was immediately drawn to her. He loved her physique and could see the passion and dedication she put into her baking. He knew that she was the one for him. The next day, Prince Kato returned to Nalongo's bakery, this time with a bag full of money. Nalongo was shocked to see such a large amount of money with a madman. She couldn't help but ask him how he got it. Prince Kato simply replied her, "You don't know me. Can I get the cake now?" Nalongo, still skeptical, agreed to sell him a slice of cake. As she was cutting the cake, Prince Kato started talking to her. He was fascinated by her and wanted to get to know her better. Nanongo, who was not used to someone taking an interest in her, was taken aback but couldn't help but feel a sense of comfort in the presence of Prince Kato. Soon after that encounter, Nalongo's bakery began to slow down. Her cakes were not selling as much as they used to, and her ingredients were getting spoiled. She was at a loss and couldn't understand why this was happening. One day, while she was feeling particularly moody and worried about her business, Prince Kato once again showed up at her bakery. He noticed her change in behavior and asked her what was wrong. Nalongo, who was not used to being vulnerable, found herself opening up to him. She explained her struggles with her business, and to her surprise, Prince Kato gave her some valuable advice. He told her that she needed to diversify her offerings and cater to a wider audience. Nalongo was amazed by the insight of a madman, but couldn't help but feel grateful to him. As the days went by, Nalongo and Prince Kato began talking more and more. She realized that his madness was just a facade, and that he was actually a kind and intelligent man. She couldn't understand why she enjoyed talking to him and always couldn't wait to see him. So Prince Kato would often stop by at her bakery, help out with some chores, and have some food. The villagers couldn't help but wonder about the unusual friendship between Nalongo and a madman. One day, Prince Kato disappeared, and Nalongo was left wondering where he had gone. She hadn't seen him in days. She found herself missing his presence to the extent of falling sick. She has never felt that way for anyone, let alone a madman. At some point, she questioned her sanity. One sunny afternoon, Nalongo was in her bakery when she heard the doorbell ring. She quickly went to answer, thinking it was a customer. To her greatest surprise, it was Prince Kato, dressed in royal robes, surrounded by royal guards. Nalongo was speechless, as saliva almost dropped from her lips. "What happened to you, Kato?" she asked. Prince Kato closed her lips with his hand and said, "Good afternoon, Nalongo. I am Prince Kato, the Crown Prince of Kagadi Kingdom." The prince excused his guards. He sat Nalongo down and explained everything to her. Prince Kato has never been mad. He had just disguised himself to find a bride who would love him for who he was and not for his wealth or title. Prince Kato, who has fallen in love with Nalongo, asked her to marry him. Nalongo was taken aback by his proposal, but she couldn't deny her feelings for him. She had fallen in love with a madman, not knowing he was a wealthy prince. She accepted his proposal, and the villagers were astonished to see the lonely and arrogant Nalongo getting married to a prince. As they got married, Nalongo's business flourished. She took Prince Kato's advice and diversified her offerings, making her bakery a popular spot in the entire village, and setting up a new branch at Prince Kato's village. People from far and wide came to taste her delicious cakes, and Nalongo became known as the best baker in the whole of Uganda. People now understood Nalongo better, that she was not arrogant, but she was a lady who, because of her size and yet unmarried, displayed that arrogant character to shield herself from scorn of the villagers. Nalongo no longer felt the need to put up a defensive front, and her arrogant attitude disappeared. She and Prince Kato lived happily ever after, with their love for each other growing stronger each day. From that day on, Nalongo was no longer known as the chubby and arrogant lady of Dokolo, but as the kind and talented baker who found love in the most unexpected way. And as for Prince Kato, he found his true love through the most unlikely stunt. And he knew that he would never be mad again as long as he had Nalongo by his side. This story teaches us that true love can come from unexpected places and unexpected people. It's important not to judge others based on appearances and preconceived notions. It also teaches us the value of kindness, humility, and being open to new experiences. More importantly, the story highlights the power of love to transform lives and bring out the best in people.